Whole lot of pirates, whole lot of pirates, looking for high risk, searching for idols, see through your iris. No fooling a giant, feel the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough. I've been searching my soul, looking for diamonds of gold, thinking how far does it go? Can I buy love at a store? Really, how much are they running me for? They counting for more. Look, I can see the greed in their eyes now, trying to show the teeth when they lie, but I would never lie down. Enemies on the line now, gotta get the high ground. Take a step and get sniped down. Who's got the highest price? Who's got the ruby eye? You know everyone has a price. Who's got the sharpest knife? Picking that diamond mines, keep a short leash on them dogs. On my goonies, they never die. My Valentines follow the dollar signs, hard to not compromise. When you never had shit to begin with, picking up tricks in the interest. Rather get rich in the trenches. Man, I'm talking big business, where the morals are smaller than inches. Get hip to the system or sleep with the fishes. Outsmart the vindictive, don't become a whole lot of pirates, looking for high risk, searching for idols, see through your iris. No fooling a giant, feel the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough.
That's why you gotta look for yourself. Do not live your life on another man's word. Open up these books for yourself. You will get shook by the truth too. Start to see crooks by the buku. Connections unseen like the Bluetooth or the Wi-Fi. Found facts that I can't deny. I had to change my eye, which is a fancy way of saying nigga switch perspective. No auto-tune, found my pitch perfected. Figure why a nigga felt so disconnected. Introspective questions, answer with deflections. In the mirror, no reflections. Was severely misdirected. And then that shit gets dismissed from recollection when I'm sky high. We can shoot the breeze, no drive-by. I be Drew Brees with the knowledge I've arrived by. Kobe see some shooter, keep it Raja. Bear with me, bear with me, grow with me, share with me.
A whole lot of pirates, looking for high risk, searching for idols, CPO.
Prime Sports Media. What's up, everybody? Peace. Thank you for your patience. As you know, on this channel, I took a little bit of a hiatus. I've loaded up some videos here and there, and we're back on the saddle again. You're going to be getting lots of content from this channel going forward. We got the spring game coming up soon this month. I'm looking forward to that. I've done a couple of videos already. We talked about Alton making his decision that he was going to put himself in the transport portal, the running back Alton, who left. And, of course, the biggest story has been the issue around, and let me put this up here, this young man right here, Cormani Mcclain. Once again, we know that originally, as I said in previous videos, that Coach Prime was able to flip this young man from going to Miami. That was a place that he was heavily being recruited by, Florida State. All of the top schools in the country were trying to get this young man. I'm going to say some things, and I hope that you will, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but not their own facts, of course. I hope that you will understand where I'm coming from here. I hope maybe that some of you will have the same disposition. Patricia, I see you in there. I'm glad to see you here, my sister, one of my mods. Let me give you a clap. Good to see you over here. Griffin. My man Griffin, LLC, I definitely modded you. I thought I had modded you up a long time ago, but you've been making some good points, and you've always come through when a brother actually is putting up some content, okay? I'm going to say something. Remember, he was a former 5-star #1 cornerback in 2023. Now, I know I did a video about this and broke some of these things down that I broke down and that you know and that you are aware of as well. But Cormani Mcclain, which he had a right to do on his own YouTube channel, he expressed himself in terms of what he was looking for. I've got the video. I've got the video of Coach Prime saying fond things about him and his mother. But I also have the video from a year ago, or a clip of it, for why Cormani Mcclain, according to Coach Prime, why Cormani didn't get the playing time that we all were wondering, hey, man, why is he not playing? Coach Prime, can you tell us what's going on at the press conferences? When you give these press conferences, we would like to know what is going on. I appreciate everybody in the chat room that's coming through. We got 126 people watching. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to apologize to you. I know I've been dormant on this channel where I did not upload anything in a while or talk about any issues. And you notice I've been putting up content because guess what? I'm back. We all were wondering what was going on with this young man, right? Because he looks like he had all the skills, right? Well, Coach Prime said something in his press conference, and I'm going to bring that up again on video, about the work ethic, about the attention to details, about understanding the scheme of a team, understanding that you got to bring your butt to what? To the meetings, the team meetings on time. Okay, y'all? And so this is very important, that one brings themselves to meetings on time. I'm going to get into all of that and more because I appreciate all of you that are here today. This won't be a long podcast. After I get through the video clips and then maybe read your opinions in the chat room, because Cormani said some things that I had to shake my head at and wonder, and this is the question. He said in his own video, it wasn't doctored, it was his own words, that he's looking for a real program.
Oh my God.
So he spoke very cryptic. He said, I want to play for a real program. I don't want to play somewhere. I'm not playing for clips. He said, I'm not playing for clicks.
Oh my God.
Cormani Mcclain also said, I'm going to repeat it again, I want to play for a real program.
Oh my God.
This is the question, everybody, that I want you to ponder. And let me say shout out to the BS3 family out there. I'm broadcasting right now into Roku TV, where I normally go live on my other channel, The Information Man Show. Check it out, where I do my political and cultural commentary, get into hard-hitting issues. I usually go live on that channel, but today I'm on the Prime Sports Media channel, and I'm broadcasting into BS3 Network on Roku TV. Check it out, y'all.
BS3 Network is now on Roku TV under BS3 TV. Download today.
All right. He said some things that made me raise my eyes and say, wow, did he not really see Colorado and Coach Prime as a real program? We know that Colorado has been dormant. They hadn't had much success in the Pac or the Pac-12. It's no more. We know they hadn't had success since the 90s when they were a really good program, and that Cormani Mcclain was told and was made aware that he was coming to a program to rebuild a program. Yet he says, I want to go to a real program now. So that makes me think that, in an inference, that he never saw Colorado as a real program. Then he says, I don't want to play for clicks, which makes me think he thinks that he's saying and agreeing with, in my opinion, the coach of Oregon. Remember the coach of Oregon when they played that game up there in Eugene, Oregon, and the coach jumped out of the window and said, we ain't playing for clicks. We ain't playing. Just because Coach Prime has opened up the doors to let you see the practice, to let you see how he operates in the program, just because he understands how to use social media to promote the school, which was a smart thing to do when you have a program that has been as dormant as CU has been for years. And I said this last year, and I know other people have said this. You know that these other schools are going to copycat off of what Prime and Colorado was doing by putting things on social media to do what? As a way to promote the school, the program, and get new recruits. What the hell you think Coach Prime was supposed to do when he has a school that's been laid down dormant. He inherited players who left last year who weren't serious. He had to promote the school, promote himself, promote the program to open up interest for young men out there that would like to transfer through the portal or come through the program through college from the high school ranks. So he took a lot of criticism for that. Oh, what is he doing? You've had coaches that were hating on him. So my question to everybody in the chat room, when I play this video, thank you all 321 people over here watching. My issue is that I'm asking this question, everybody, was Cormani Mcclain ever comfortable at CU?
Oh my God.
Was he ever really comfortable? Do you think he was ever really comfortable? Did he ever really buy in if his whole situation is that he wanted to play for a real program? Let's go to the video in question. And for the purpose of how copyright work, I'm going to stop it sometimes. I'm going to play it and stop it, so on and so forth. That's how it works when you are using copyright material. You have to give commentary to make it a new video and not just you playing the whole video without any commentary to it. So just keep that in mind for those of you who sometimes say, hey, man, just play the whole thing. Warning, federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of the copyright motion picture, video, tapes, or video disc under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for the purpose of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which does not infringe on the copyright under 17 USC 107. If you're hearing my mic and it's nice and crisp and clear, hit 7s in the chat room if you're still with me, and I appreciate you. Let's hear a little bit of Cormani Mcclain. This is his own words, in his own, check it out.
First question, what are some things you're looking forward to at your next place? What are some things you're looking forward to at your next place? I'm just ready to bring the old version of me out and change the narrative of everyone's thinking on my name.
All right, let me stop it right there. He said he wants to bring the old version of himself so that because people have been speaking out on his name. This is my question, everybody, in the chat room for you. Why didn't he bring himself in the work ethic to see you when he first got there last year in 2023? Why would you need to get back to your old self if you were yourself? Because this goes back to my first premise, everybody. I ask you again, do you believe that this young man was ever comfortable at CU in the first place? Was he captivated by Coach Prime's personality? Was it that captivated him in the idea that maybe in his mind he felt because Coach Prime heavily recruited him that he was guaranteed to start in his first year and get plenty of playing time without having to do the work that was required by Coach Prime from the very beginning, when Coach Prime said, you got to know the scheme. You got to come to practice and use proper technique. You got to go to meetings on time. Let's get back to it, ladies and gentlemen.
Part of a real and a great program that's going to impact me at my best ability. And yeah, ready to get to a new place and get to work.
So right there, Cormani Mcclain is saying he's happy and looking forward to get to a program that will use his ability. Didn't Coach Prime attempt on several occasions to work with this young man? We saw it on video where Coach Prime would say, Cormani, put your chin down. There were times when we saw it on video on Well Off Media, and shout out to Well Off Media. We saw it on video. This is the blessing and the glory of Coach Prime letting us see what's going on. We saw it on video where Coach Prime was personally trying to work with Cormani in practice, telling him to use proper technique with the chin. And I'm going to bring this up. Maybe I shouldn't do this, but remember, remember, everybody, Cormani Mcclain, there was a clip that was put out there where Dylan Edwards literally trucked him in practice. Remember that video where Cormani Mcclain didn't use proper technique, it appeared, to tackle Dylan Edwards. And Dylan Edwards damn near or did run him over, trucked him over. And people went berserk in the practice. How many of you in the chat room remember? The question is, did he not feel? Because the mother, let me put this up. I did this in the other video. Remember, this is the mother's words, not my words here at Prime Sports Media. The mother said, you gotta be somewhere where you're appreciated and not just tolerated. God, take the lead, and we right behind ya. So the question is, did Cormani Mcclain not feel appreciated because maybe he wasn't comfortable with the fact that he had to deal with lots of competition? I said it in my other video that the difference between high school and college and the pros is that once you leave high school and go to college, a lot of guys can fly around and run fast. A lot of young men are fast and strong. You got to separate yourself with the mental game, and the competition goes up. Same thing at the pro level. You might dominate and play well at college, but now you're dealing with grown men who got families and mouths to feed, mustaches and beards, and they just as fast and quicker as you, but they got a separation by their mindset. They study the tape. They understand the scheme. See, wherever Cormani Mcclain goes, he's going to be faced with the same issue if he doesn't change his habits. Now, and once again, I'm not trying to punch down on the young man. I'm just saying, why didn't he show us that who he was coming out of high school last year in a way he took serious to what Coach Prime was expecting? Let's hear some more from Cormani Mcclain.
Second question. What's your biggest impact right now? I would say staying on top of school. You got to make sure your grades.
I appreciate all of you.
Transfer portal. I don't know why everybody say the school part about me. I got A's and B's, so it's never the school part. Just to clear that up with you guys. And yeah, staying on top of school is the biggest impact right now.
All right, so I don't know where this came from, but there was this rumor that maybe academically he wasn't focusing on the classroom. We already seen a video, and I wished I would have did a video on this when it came out, where Coach Prime got messages from professors or a professor about some of the players weren't taking their classes. I guess their academics as serious as they should. And he had to give them, you all saw the video on Well Off Media, shout out to them again, where he set up before the team talking about you got to take your academics serious. Because if you don't take academics serious, you're not going to be on the team. And this is the difference. All these, let me let you guys know something. These the teams that were in the Pac-12, the Colorados, the Stanfords, the Oregon, right? The Cal Berkeleys, the UCLAs. Do you know that these are high? I don't know about I don't want to punch down the SEC, but let's keep it real. These schools that were in the Pac-12 are schools that have some of the most highest rigorous academic requirements. There's some schools around the country who don't have the same academic requirements. So you can't go to a university like Colorado that's known for their academics and play around. So I don't know if Cormani was part of that group of players that were having some issues with the class situation. I don't know, but he says that he was getting A's and B's and that was not a problem and that he doesn't understand why people were saying that about him. Let's get back to Cormani Mcclain. Cormani Mcclain.
What is your message to your next school? Just know whoever you are, you're getting a dog that's ready to work. And yeah, that's simple. That's simple fact.
Right there, Cormani Mcclain says that the message to all the schools that would want to see him transfer to their program, that they're going to get a dog that's ready to work. And my question again, and I don't want to punch down on the young man.
Oh, my God.
Why didn't he not prepare to come to work at CU? And he said, you're getting a dog that's prepared to work. Why couldn't you do that at CU? What did Coach Prime say? And this is fair use with the purpose of educating, parody, news reporting. What did Coach Prime say, everybody?
You mentioned last week that
this was last year.
Cormani seeing the field was up to Cormani. I wonder if you could elaborate on what you want to see him do, one. And two, did he help his case?
Study, prepare.
Stop right there. I must say this right now to all 635 of you that are listening and those in the chat room. Thank you for being here and supporting the channel. Once again, I know I've been dormant, but I'm coming back, damn it, with the content. Now, Coach Prime said he needs to study. This was last year when he was asked this in a press conference. Let's go back to this again.
Show up to the darn meetings.
You mentioned last week that Cormani seeing the field was up to Cormani. I wonder if you could elaborate on what you want to see him do, one. And two, did he help his case?
Study, prepare.
Study,
prepare.
Boom. Coach Prime said it 2 times to the reporter. Study, prepare. It was put out there in the social media sphere and all over that there was an issue with him showing up to meetings and preparing. Yet he's telling you in the other video, in his video, that any team that gets him, they're getting a dog and someone ready to work. Why? This is the question. Maybe I'm wrong, everybody. Correct me if I'm wrong, but why didn't he put out this sort of effort? And make sure you hit the likes on this video, please, and share it in all your social media. Why does it appear, allegedly, that he did not bring that same work ethic to Colorado when Coach Prime said 2 times to the reporter that he needs to study and show up to meetings and prepare when they were asking him why he wasn't getting enough playing time? And the mother says here, and it's not to, I'm not punching down on the mother. I'm not punching down. These are just facts. The mother says that he should be somewhere where he's appreciated. I got to be somewhere. You got to be somewhere where you're appreciated. So he wasn't appreciated. And if it was because he wasn't or did not feel appreciated, was he not feeling appreciated because he was being asked to do basic things that all players do, such as show up on time to meetings, practice, know the scheme, get into your playbook? Was that the problem? Or was it because Coach Prime was demanding that of him that made him not feel appreciated? What do you all think in the chat room? Let's get back to Coach Prime here.
No time for meetings. Show up to the darn meetings. Understand what we're doing as a scheme. Want to play this game. Desire to play this game.
Coach Prime says, understanding what we're doing as a scheme. Want to play this game.
Desire to be the best in this game. At practice, in the film room, and on your own free time. You do know that I check film time for each player upon the week. Thursday, I need film times from the whole staff so I can see who's been preparing. And that's just not about Cormani, it's about a multitude of them. So if I don't see that you would be a fool.
Okay. Coach Prime said that last year that he could tell what players were not putting in the study time to prepare for the game, to be out there. And you all know he said the famous quote, which is, I would be a fool to play somebody in a game that's not prepared. Let's hear it.
You would be a fool to put somebody out there and they're unprepared.
All right. So, Cormani Mcclain says that he wants to go to a real program now, which makes me think he never bought into being at Colorado. And maybe in the beginning he was excited about it, but when he was being asked to do certain things, maybe he didn't feel appreciated. His mom said he didn't feel appreciated. 2, he says, I'm not playing for clicks. Coach Prime said there in that press conference, and why would he lie? Why would he lie that Cormani Mcclain was not preparing and doing certain film study because the coaches would bring Coach Prime the information and he could tell what players were really making the effort and putting forth what was necessary that he asked for and demand for? I just want to lay that out because I don't want people to think that I'm just punching down on the young man. I know that, hey, he's leaving. He's going to do what he's got to do. We want him. I want him to be successful, just like Coach Prime said. He wants him to be successful wherever he goes, whatever he does. But we got to set the record straight here. Let's go back to Cormani right here after he just said, any program that gets me, you're getting a dog, you're getting somebody that's ready to work. However, if he does the same thing he did at Colorado, at CU, whether it be he go to Miami, he go to Florida State, Tennessee, Georgia, whatever school wants him, if he puts out the same lack of effort that Coach Prime was talking about, they're going to put him in a doghouse as well. That's how college football works. Let's get to it.
Yeah, you already know. No hard feelings. Some people just gotta take a step back from things sometimes. Certain people, you know.
Now, he says no hard feelings, and sometimes people have to take a step back from things. What is he talking about? Take a step back from what? Let me take this off. I got my image too doubled there. Ladies and gentlemen, what is he talking about? Take a step back from what? We got Love, the Game TV in the house. We got T in the house. Alicia, one of my mods, is in the house. Good to see you, my sister. I'm not going live on the Information Man show today. We'll be back to that next week, my sister, or some upload videos, but thank you. Bernie Parker's in the house. We got the Sports Hub in the house. I really appreciate you all folks coming over here and supporting the channel today. It means a lot to me. We've got Chris E. Just giving some shout outs to some folks. We got S. McLeod, Jazzy 51. I hope I'm saying these names correctly. We got Griffin Notary and Service LLC, one of my mods as well. Patricia's in the house. Miss Yvette's in the house. Mario's in the house. Michael Brooks is in the house. Let me see. Ill Will in the house. ELOWILL. You're in the house. T. Nicole's in the house. T. Nicole says Cormani didn't realize in high school he was needed and dependent on. In college, there's always someone better than you that's ready to take your spot. That's true. Can be set down and replaced. That's what happens because he didn't do. That's a very good point. I like what everybody's putting in the chat room so far. We got Sister Greentail. I hope I'm saying that name right. Neckbone. You said he was not appreciated. How was he not getting enough money? Now, I wonder if this whole NIL is causing this issue where some guys are getting more money. Another thing, too, let's just be honest. We know that Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders are getting most of the attention. Guess what? You've always, in college football, even in professional football, even in high school football, you've always got one or two or three or a small number of players that get a lot of shine. Cormani Mcclain was probably getting the most shine when he was in high school because he was the man. That's the way it works. It's a pecking order. And when Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter go to the NFL, when they go to the NFL, they're going to have to they're going to have to pay their dues because they're going to be in there playing against grown men who've been doing it before they was even born. That's the way it works. If you can't deal with that competition, then it's a problem. Now, I'm going to say something that's going to make people angry. I think it's part of this generation of what we call participation trophy babies. You grow up and you play sports as a little kid, and whether you win or not doesn't matter. You still get a trophy. You still get rewarded. That's bad. I'm a Gen Xer. I believe that you get rewarded when you do the work and you win and you're excellent. But this generation of participation babies, and then when these kids get older and they go into college football or whatever, they have this entitlement because they come out of a system of participation trophy. How many of you would disagree with me or agree with what I've just said? Competition is supposed to make you better. Competition is supposed to make you bring out the best in yourself. Let's get back to Cormani right here.
Yeah, I feel like I just don't want to play for clicks. I actually want to be involved with a great leading program that's going to develop players.
So basically, he says he feels like he does not want to play for clicks. I'm going to play that again. And that he wants to be a part of a great, real program, a lead program. So when he says that, is he saying that he doesn't think that CU is the place that can develop him to the fullest of his ability, when Coach Prime, you saw it in practice, was trying to help this young man? Let's play this part again, fully through.
Certain people, you know. Yeah, I feel like I just don't want to play for clicks. I actually want to be involved with a great leading program that's going to develop.
He doesn't want to play for clicks, but he wants to be involved with a great leading program. Those same programs that you call great leading programs, Cormani Mcclain, are going to still demand that you study the scheme, that you watch film, that you are accountable to getting to meetings on time, and you're taking care of all your business in the class as well as on the football field. It's not going to change wherever you go if your habits are not different. Let's play this part again.
Just know whoever you are, you're getting a dog that's ready to work. And yeah, that's simple. Simple fact. Yeah, you already know. No hard feelings. Some people just gotta take a step back from things sometimes.
Now he is right there. You do need to take a step back and reassess your situation and maybe reboot yourself. Coach Prime spoke about this as well. Here is Coach Prime sort of reinforcing what he said in that particular portion. This is fair use, fair use. Coach Prime has had nothing but positive things to say about this young man since he left. And here he is right here, Coach Prime.
Best for him, man. I really do. I want that kid to soar. I want him to man up. I want him to be the best possible athlete and human being and person that he could possibly be. I want him to fulfill all those dreams that his mother and he desires. I really, really do, man.
Right there. And I know there's people leaving lots of great messages in the chat room. I'm going to read some of those messages. I'm going to put them on the screen before I end the program today. But Coach Prime has had nothing negative to say about the young man. He wants him to live up to his dreams. He wants him to be the best athlete and human being that he can be. This is a quote from Coach Prime. He wants him to get all his dreams that he desires. He wants the mother to see her son fulfill his dreams. So he's not punching down the young man, has had nothing negative to say about the young man. The only time he had a critical critique of Cormani Mcclain was last year when he was asked about why he's not getting a lot of playing time, when you had players that went down to injury. And then all of a sudden you didn't see a lot of him. And Coach Prime was just being very honest. So one can make an inference from that Cormani was never happy, ladies and gentlemen, with his position and status on the football team. And maybe in his mind, he feels like if I go somewhere else, they're going to give me the opportunity to play sooner, like play right now. And maybe that's what the mother says when what she means by this whole thing about being appreciated. Even the father for Alton McCaskill was saying the same sort of stuff in the Twitter that he put out that got deleted. This whole thing about he should be running back one. He's great. He's ready. He's healthy. He was healthy last year. He's healthy right now. And if he ain't running back one, we going away, which his son hadn't played in some time after coming off of an torn ACL. So once again, you have the expectation of the young man, the young player, and then you have the expectation of parents, and you know that parents do live vicariously through their kids. because of whatever they weren't able to achieve in their life. I'm just saying, I'm not punching down on nobody here. It's just these are realities. Let's get back to Coach Prime.
I think he's a young man that's going to find his way.
Yes.
Real soon.
Yes.
And sometimes you need to disconnect from something to reconnect to something else, to restart you and re-energize you and stabilize you. But I don't dislike any of the kids that may leave, man, because I just want the best of them. I really do. I'm just crazy like that. I really want the best for all these kids, no matter what transpires in their life.
So you see right there, so nobody can say that Coach Prime doesn't care about these kids. He wants the best for Cormani Mcclain. He wants him to go to a strong program that will be able to develop him. He has said that himself. But I do think that Cormani Mcclain's statement about a real program, I want to go to a real program, and that I want to play at a place not for clicks. That is concerning to me because it shows you that in his psyche, in his mind, he probably never really brought in and I want to play this video again. The other video where he said he wasn't transferring. Let me find that video. Give me a minute, everybody, to see if I can find that video when he said that he was not leaving. Here is that video right here. I pulled it up in the system, and I want y'all to hear what he said originally before deciding. This is a video that I clipped and put in my other video about this issue before. Check this out.
Not transferring.
Stop asking me.
Not transferring.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like the video, I would say definitely, if you like what I'm doing here with the way I'm presenting this today, I appreciate you. If you have not subscribed, why don't you go ahead and do that? I want to say, first of all, thank you for watching the video. I want to say like and comment on this video and like it so it goes through the algorithm, and subscribe if you can, because I would appreciate that. If you like and want more videos like this, whether it be pre-produced videos or me going live, once again, subscribe to the channel, share the video on all your social media. If you're a content creator, put it in your community tab. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody out there for watching this today. We got a great audience tonight, and I really appreciate that. Let me go in here and do this. You saw right there, Cormani Mcclain just not too long ago on Well Off Media, Deion Sanders Jr. saying again,
Not transferring.
Stop asking me.
Not transferring.
and you can tell that Deion Sanders Jr. was saying under his breath, y'all doing too much. He ain't leaving. And he says, stop asking me. I'm not leaving. But then we know that he changed his mind. And he has a right to change his mind. He has a right to be where he feels he will feel comfortable. He has a right to that. But I'm going to say it again. If Cormani Mcclain does not clean up whatever the bad habits are that Coach Prime observed and noticed, he will not be successful no matter where he goes. If the attitude in itself does not change. Just so you know, you can hear the program on, listen on the audio podcast. I put audio podcasts, which I'll be uploading new audio podcasts. It's unrelated content around CU and Coach Prime, different from the YouTube channel content. You can listen to it on, listen on Spreaker. I can go live on Spreaker. I'm on Spotify as well, and all the other podcasting platforms. All you have to do is put in Prime Sports Media if you want to hear the audio. Now, the audio, again, I'm going to say this, will be different, not the repeated video content, but different. And I'm going to be uploading some material over there very, very soon. I know I've gone dormant over there for a moment. Life gets in the way sometime, but I just want you all to know that that I appreciate you all and what you mean to the channel, and you coming out today so strong in support. All it's done is motivated me to say, man, make these videos, get this information out there, get the perspective out there that everybody knows that they want to know more about. Let me go into the chat room right now and put a few people on the screen so I can read the things that you're saying. We got Sports Hub right here. And what is Sports Hub saying right here? Sports Hub says he seems too arrogant. Another program will humble him if he don't start like he thinks. Interesting. Let's go to Will says, neck bones, what are you talking about? Bucky is the biggest supporter of those guys. Yeah, he is a big supporter. I don't know why anybody would hate on him. What's going on? Oh, wow, dog. You in the house? Another one of my mods. He's Griffin Notary Service LLC says, yo, let's get the likes up. Yeah, hit the likes, everybody. Hit the likes. I would appreciate if you get the likes up. I would appreciate that. Let me put this in it. Let me put this in here real quick. This is what I'm going to do. Let me create a poll. And it's going to be, did you hit the likes? Thank you. And I appreciate that, everybody. Let's go back in here. Let's hear what Wild Dog is saying. He says media exposure increase with each level of sports. Each FBS school has full-time media and social media teams. Yeah, it's not like it's the only that CU's the only one doing this, but I think CU's done it the best. Kim says, go Buffs, April 27. Yeah, April 27, everybody, is the spring game. I'm looking forward to the spring game as well. You all tore up. Neckbone, are you trying to troll? Do not troll. Please, do not troll. This is not about trolling right now. Love the game TV says, it goes back to let your skills on the field do the talking. It's not anyone scared. Anyone scared of the cameras. All that damn camera and can't even, you got to go to practice, right? You got to go to practice. Let me see. Swanley look like Ole Miss is leading the portal war. Oh, they are? Are they trying to get Cormani Mcclain? Let me see here. Chris E says, even the biggest haters of Coach Prime in Bud Elliott said Cormani had issues way before Colorado was known. Wow. See, these are things I didn't know. I didn't know those details. Yolanda says he's a kid, only 18 years old. He's playing the hardest position in all of college football. He will be all right. CU needs to find the starting. Right. No, don't get me wrong. He is an 18-year-old. His brain is not fully developed. You know your brain doesn't fully develop until after 25 years of age. I work in mental health, so I understand how this stuff works. That's why I've been saying I'm not trying to punch down on him. He has the right to change his mind. He has the right to his opinion, even if we don't agree with it, in terms of saying, I want to find a real program. I don't want to play for clicks, right? I didn't like that, but he said what he had to say, right? He's 18 years old. He's going to change his mind. He may change his mind on the next school that he goes to, because we've been seeing how these players have been bouncing from school to school almost every year since they opened up this transfer portal. So he is 18. He has a lot of maturing to do, a lot of growth and development. And that's why Coach Prime said he hopes he goes to a strong program where they can help him get to that next level. And even Coach Prime said that sometimes a change can be good to reboot you. Okay. I don't want to see this young man fail wherever he goes. Matter of fact, I would love to see the day come when Cormani Mcclain is drafted to the NFL. Maybe he will have the last laugh, and we will be the ones looking silly when he gets to the pinnacle of his career. Who knows? I don't want to see any of these young men do bad, but I do not agree when he says a real program and that whoever gets me now, you're going to get a dog and someone ready to work, when in fact, he should have brought those same attributes to CU when Coach Prime said, man, you're not studying. You're not coming to meetings on time. You're not understanding the scheme on time. And I've got coaches that are showing me that you're not getting into the film study room like you're supposed to. Why would Coach Prime lie about something like that? He said it on camera to the media for all to see. We got T in the house. T says he's got to be the biggest fool in football history to leave a man who was by far the best cornerback of all time. Obviously, Coach Prime did something. Well, you know, I still wish the young man the best wherever he go. Watkins going to CU, is Prime there? Interesting. Go Bucks. Let's see. He's not having 7 is a issue for him, and maybe he's going back to wide receiver. We got Digo says Master Willie ditto, brother. We've got Real James says Coach Prime's gives a lot of opportunities to young men that they would not ordinarily receive, and I think that's to be commended. Real Life has come in. Thank you for that. Thank you for what you just said. Real Life has come in and saying being the best cornerback doesn't mean you can coach the position. Real Life, I get what you're saying, but are you saying that Coach Prime can't coach the position of defensive back? I think he has forgotten more. Coach Prime has forgotten more he has forgotten more information than most people know, that he will still be a better tutor to you at playing that position. Even with the stuff that he's forgotten, with old age setting in, what he still has in his mind and heart is a lot better than most. The problem is, I think, and maybe I'm wrong for saying this, I think this is a generational issue. The players today are different than players of yesteryears. The players when Prime was playing were different because you came up differently. Football was played different. It was more physical. Now you can't touch anybody damn near. Look at the NFL. You can't even touch nobody no more. And there was nobody giving you trophies and blowing your head up if you didn't accomplish nothing. It's a different mentality. These athletes today might be more physically more talented, but it's the mental where sometimes you can fall short. And this is not debatable because in the NFL, they talk about that. The difference between the NFL game is not your physical skills, it's your mental, because they throw a heavier playbook at you. Because now you're a professional. You got to study, you got to learn. This is the question. As a football player, you have to learn how to study tape or video. You got to learn how you study it. Keep that in mind. Let me see. Facts, good explanation. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go to Real. Let me see. Real Life is saying this. Name great players in any sport that turned out to be great coaches. Larry Bird was a pretty damn good coach for Indiana before he decided to step down, right? Wasn't Dick Butkus a football player? He coached the Bears. Of course, they had a lot of talent on that team. There's a lot of coaches that played NFL football or played football, sir. Tony Dungy played football in the NFL. He was a pretty damn good coach. Tony Dungy played for the Minnesota Vikings back in the day. You make a good point. There's not a lot of Hall of Fame coaches that became great coaches, but there's some that have coached. There's some people that are position coaches that were great. So you make a good point, but you got to look at the position coaches on some of these teams. Some of these teams have guys that were great players. Look at what's my man that coached with the 49ers? He got the coaching jobs with the Texans. He was a linebacker. He doing a hell of a job with the Texans. They're going to be something to watch out for. There are players in the NFL right now that were good players in the NFL that are now going into the coaching ranks. They're position coaches. They're doing a good job. And they're slowly moving up to being a head coach. And I got to be honest, a lot of time when great players become coaches of teams, they don't always inherit a great team. They usually get the bottom of the totem pole of a team. They end up in the worst situation. And a lot of times they can't get guys to play at the level and think at the level that they thought of as a player. So it is difficult. It is difficult. You make a good point, but it is difficult. Let's see. CEO says this, both was quarterback and now NFL coaches. Yeah. There's a lot of NFL coaches that were quarterbacks in the NFL. Just give it time. Just give it some time because you got a lot of guys that are moving out of playing that are now going into coaching. But you make a good point. Mario says Mike Ditka. Yeah, Mike Ditka. I said Buckus. I'm sorry. Mike. I made a mistake. I think I said Mike Buckus when I meant to say Mike Ditka who coached the Chicago Bears, even though they should have won more championships. And there's probably some more people that I haven't named that were coaches and players. Damn it, it'll come to me. But you make a great argument there. Jason Kidd, Jason Kidd has been a good coach. I think you know what it is? In the NBA, you see more players that were coaches, that were players that become coaches, that become pretty good coaches. In the NFL, you don't see it that much in the NFL. And you don't see it that much in college football, but you do see it in other sports, particularly basketball. Let me see what Wild Dog said here. Mike Ditka was a star tight end and a Super Bowl head coach. Exactly. Let's see what we got right here before I end the program. CW made Coach Prime is sacrificing the team because his son practice only be 1 hour, 1.5 hours max. Not enough. The team hasn't earned. Oh, well, everybody's entitled to their opinions about how they see things. Let me see. Lion Sand Truth says, let me see. Pat, that same high school coach, Sigma, Pat, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. That same high school coach got fired after 1 year at Gibson. That same high school coach smiled with Cormani in all those pictures. So you saying he got fired? The high school coach that coached Cormani Mcclain got fired or something? Nathan Joseph says this, they need to start holding these kids accountable and stop blaming the people who are trying to help them because the success to become successful in life. I agree with you. You're telling the truth.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Let me go and listen. Let me listen to what Sister Miss Yvette has to say. She said, Tony Dungy was a great coach. I love his teaching. Thank you. We got my man, Sunfire Brown over here. I really appreciate you being here, my brother. Or my Sunflower Brown. Or my sister. I'm sorry. Let me correct that. To the sister here, Sunfire Brown. Thank you, my sister, for coming over. I want to be correct and identifying y'all. I apologize for that. But you are a lovely sister. Let me say this. The boy was coming into the meeting. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Are we getting ready to get some breaking? Are we about to get some breaking news here that you see on the screen? Here we go.
Tell the truth.
Sunfire Brown said the boy was coming into, or I hate that word boy, but Cormani Mcclain was coming into the meeting smelling like marijuana. Let's start there. He just gave off a lackluster energy for me. Wow. Now, I heard those. This is alleged. I want to say alleged that it was alleged that Cormani Mcclain was coming in the meeting smelling like marijuana. I don't know if that is factual for sure. So I'm going to say alleged, but that is the rumors. I must say this. That is one of the rumors, Sunfire Brown, that you put out here. That was alleged as one of the rumors that was put out there. I don't know how true it is because I haven't seen the evidence of it with my own eyes or heard a lot. I've heard some people talking about it. You know, there's been some talk about that's part of it as well. And I'm going to say this again. If he brings the same attitude to any program, has anybody else heard this? If you've heard that he was coming up to meetings allegedly under the influence, put sevens in the chat room if that's what you heard or what you know as well. Chris E says, Alton McCaskill played in Houston when Houston was a G5 conference. Alton never played in P5. Oh, okay. That's very interesting what you just said that you laid down there. Okay, so Wow Dog says 7 that, yes, he did. We've got, wow, people are putting 7s in there. John Brunch. John Brunch said 777. Church Brunch says 7. Alicia says 7 as well. Wow, you all heard this? Shirley comes in with a strong 7 as well. Woo, y'all, man, y'all making me see some religion here, boy. Because this is, wow. Border says 7. Morial says it's legal in Colorado. Yeah, it's legal. But see, this is the thing, though. It doesn't matter if it's legal. It doesn't set a good precedence. It doesn't set a professional environment if that's what's going on, allegedly. If that was something that he did. It's like you don't want to come to your job smelling. I don't care if it's legal. You still can't come to your job like this. Let's go back over here. We got Monica now saying, you all wrong. Step into defamation. Let me just say this, Monica. I'm not saying that he did it. I said it's been alleged. I don't have no proof. I'm not saying it's facts. I just simply asked the people in the chat room if they've heard about this, if they know about this rumor, and they put 7s in the chat room. We're not saying that he's guilty of this. We're just saying that was a rumor that was put out there. And if he did that, that did not help his cause with Coach Prime, with the fact that he wasn't showing up to meetings on time or doing proper film study, because Coach Prime said that out of his own mouth. And I played the video proof of that. I'm just simply asking. I'm not saying, yeah, this is what he did. He was smoking. I'm not saying that he did that for sure because I don't have the proof. We don't have 100% proof. And I have said several times prior to you coming into the chat room, Monica, and I appreciate you being here and speaking your piece, that it is alleged. I'm not saying it's a fact. I'm just getting the opinions of people in the audience. That's all, my sister. And today, if you look back at this video, I'm not trying to punch down this young man. He has the right to go wherever he wants to go. He has the right to change his mind. He has the right to be happy where he wants to be if he's not really happy being at CU. I also mentioned earlier in this podcast that I sort of think that he may have never been really that happy at CU, or maybe he did not really buy in completely. I don't know, because Coach Prime said that he was not staying on top of the rules in terms of his study habits as it related to football. And let's play this right here again. This is fair use, fair use.
You mentioned last week that Cormani seeing the field was up to Cormani. I wonder if you could elaborate on what you want to see him do, 1. And 2, did he help his case?
Study, prepare.
Lady gets
Study,
ordered.
prepare, be on time for meetings, show up to the darn meetings. Understand what we're doing as a scheme. Want to play this game, desire to play this game, desire to be the best in this game, at practice, in the film room, and on your own free time.
So that's what Coach Prime basically saying. I think that's the result of why he wasn't getting much playing time last year. And I think that might have also played into Cormani Mcclain wanting to leave, because maybe, like his mother was saying, she wanted him to be in a place where he's appreciated, and maybe he didn't feel appreciated because of those requirements that Coach Prime was asking of him, that he also said that he expected of all of his players. Remember, the mother said, you got to be somewhere where you're appreciated and not just tolerated. This is his mother on her own Twitter, or what we call X. God, take the lead. We right behind you. So if he doesn't feel appreciated, then he has every right to go where he wants to go. But I've been saying in the theme of this show today that if he does not change those habits or problems that he had at CU in terms of on the football field, what he was expected of him, then he won't get any better treatment at any other school that has the same requirements and has a coach that demands the same effort in return. That's all we're really trying to say today. I hope everybody understands that. And let me put this up here. Griffin Notary Services LLC says, being given what you have not earned is not appreciated. Facts. You have to earn it to appreciate it. Love the Game TV says, many getting sold the dream through the videos. Oh, I just love it in Colorado. That man's gone next year or 26 if he don't buy out his contract. So love it. Love the Game TV. You think that Coach Prime is going to be shown the door. Coach Prime, I don't know why I have to go over this again. Coach Prime has only had 1 year with the team. He's in his second year, still building this team, still having to build the team up, a team that he took over that was disastrous, and we're now not giving a man a chance. But yet, I'm going to say this again. I want y'all to go back and look at Nick Saban when he took over Alabama and how long it took him to get Alabama to where they became. It didn't happen overnight. It took him a while to build that program up to where it is now before he decided to resign. And you know why he resigned? Because he doesn't want to deal with the fact that players can leave and have more freedom. He doesn't want to deal with this world of college football anymore, because the world of college football that Nick Saban was in, he could dominate. And the players would have to stay on the team whether they were happy with him or not. Y'all don't want to give Coach Prime time to develop this program, but I didn't hear any. But yet, when it came to all these other coaches that took over programs that were really bad, you had no problem with letting them develop their rosters, develop their personnel, develop their philosophy over a period of time to create greatness. See, this is why I know some people have never played sports before at a high level. You have to believe in the process, but if you've ever played sports before, it takes time to develop. Football is not basketball. Basketball, all you need is maybe 2 good players, 3 good players, maybe 2 good players on a roster of 12. Football, you got to be good on defense. You got to be good on offense. You got to have it's 53 men or more than that in college football. There's so much that you have to manage and build up. It ain't the same sport as other sports where you can get a coach and turn things around just like that. Football is a game of inches, yards and inches. And you got to have the players. And you got these other teams like Ohio State, teams like Florida State, teams like Alabama. These are teams that have built tradition over time. A lot of kids are used to those brands. They've grown up used to just that brand. They haven't grown up being used to the Colorado brand. There's a lot more that goes into this than many people understand. Let me read what Monica is saying here. She says, in real life, 100% is sad and hurtful on so many levels. They will never understand. These are young men in school, so not highly paid. Yeah, they're not highly. No, Monica, you get no argument from me. They are not highly paid. I mean, only some of these kids are getting big time NIL money. We're talking about the ones that are big time, like the Travis Hunters and the Shador Sanders. I get that. But I understand, my sister, that these are kids. These are young men. These are young men. These are young men, what they are. And their brains are still developing. It's going to take them time to mature and understand about life and responsibility. I understand that. I'm not, once again, I'm going to say it again. I want Cormani Mcclain to be successful wherever he goes. I want him to have the last laugh on all of us. I want him to be successful. But all I'm trying to say is that he won't be able to be successful if all the other schools that the school that he goes to next, the coach demands that he does the things that Coach Prime was asking him to do. They will do the same thing to him. They will not play him unless he is ready and knows what he's doing when he's on the field. If you've played sports, you understand this. When I played sports in high school, if you didn't know the plays, you didn't know what the hell you were doing, the coach wasn't putting you out there. It's just, that's fact. That's high school sports. That's college. That's pros. It doesn't matter. And you're going to be, and of course, you're going to be unhappy about your playing time. And you're going to feel like, hey, I'm not appreciated. Maybe I need to go somewhere else. And that's what college football is like now, where if these kids are not happy where they are because of their playing time or whatever it may be, they have the right to leave. And Cormani Mcclain had the right to leave if he wasn't happy with where he stood on the football team. Totally get it. And we want his academics. He said that he's doing well academically because academics are very important. Let's go over here to Maria S. Maria S. says, Monica, we know that you are Alton's mom and we wish him well. Let me just say this. I did a video about your son, and the same thing goes for Alton. He has the right to be where he's appreciated, just like his father said. I totally get it. I'm not ragging on anything. I think I would have liked to have seen Alton play last year. I was excited about your son on this team because of the fact that your son has incredible skills. He can run inside, he can run outside, he can catch the ball out of the backfield. I was looking forward to seeing him paired up with Shador in that offense. I said it in my video that I didn't want to see him. I didn't want to see him leave. I said it in my video about Cormani Mcclain, the other video that I put out, where I said I wish they would change. I wish he would change his mind. I wish your son would change his mind and stay with the team. I also understand, or at least I don't understand as much as you understand, ma'am, but I also realize your son has come off of a serious injury to the ACL, and that I know that it takes time for that to heal, to be strong. And I also played in my video that your son was looking good, that he looked strong in the video that I played where he was running and rehabbing himself. He looked good. And his father said that he should have played last year. I wished he would have played last year more because they didn't have a running game and they needed a running game. I don't want to see Alton leave, but I want your son to be happy wherever he can go and play. The only concern that I brought up in my video is that your son hasn't played in some time. And so I don't know what offers your son is getting, but I'm sure coaches and programs are going to be concerned about the fact that he did come off of a pretty serious injury, and he hasn't played significant amount of football in some time. And so the question is, will he be able to be running back number one going to another program? I'm talking about like a big-time program. Because his father clearly said, hey, he should be running back one. And so I want your son to be successful in wherever he goes, even though I wish he would stay with CU. That's my bias here. Because I think he has some skills that some of the other backs don't have. Dylan Edwards doesn't have the ability to run through up that middle of the gap like your son does. And your son put up significant tape in 2021 when he was one of the top freshmen in the conference that he played in at Houston. So and matter of fact, on this channel, I did a video when he first transferred to CU. I was elated about your son. So I'm going to say that I hope your son is successful wherever he goes. I'm sorry that things did not work out for him here at CU as a result of him wanting to leave. Your son read off some things that I thought was great. I read the things that he had to say about CU. He was very graceful in the things that he said on the Twitter or the X about him leaving and thanking everyone at CU. So I just want to say that because at the end of the day, we want all these young men to be successful. I want to see your son be great. At the end of the day, I just want to say this to you, to say that to you personally. At the end of the day, let me go into the chat room again. We've got what do we have here? A majority of CU football program has roots in Florida or Texas. They know how to connect with these young men. The standard. Okay. Let me see what Monica's saying. Please read my previous chat message. Okay, I'll read it. Ma'am. I just want to let you know that I don't want to be disrespectful to you. I want to be respectful. Monica says, previous sports media, my apologies for his father misspeak. Okay. But let me say this. You're the mother. I got to be respectful. Man, I would love to interview you if you felt comfortable enough to come on my platform on a weekend and have you speak for yourself. But you said right here, my apologies for his father's misspeaking and spreading an ugly narrative. He does not and simply cannot speak for my son. Okay. Let me say this to you. Let me put I'm just offering. You don't have to. You can find me on, these are the names you can find me on. You can find me on Instagram at Prime Sports Media. You can DM me there if you like, no pressure. You can send me an email at I'm going to put my email in here. If you would like to, I'm just offering, if you would like to come on a show with me to give your point of view as it relates to your son, Alton, so that people can hear from you live. I'm just offering that. So I'm going to put my email. If you would like, I'm just offering it. It's a Gmail. So there it is right there. It's coldwave06@gmail.com. You can also DM me at Prime Sports Media on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram. You can also find me on Twitter or X, where you can send me a message on there at Prime Sports Media as well on Twitter, or what we know as Twitter. It's now called X. If you would like to come up on my platform and speak your mind in an interview, and believe me, I will be respectful. This is not going to be an ambush interview at all. This is going to be for you to speak your mind as to the position that you hold. And I appreciate you coming by the channel and expressing yourself. Sister Monica, the mother of Alton McCaskill. And once again, I'm going to say it again. I want the young man to be successful, very successful. Alton's mom is a real one. Right. Oh, no. I'm not setting up here to give no disrespect whatsoever, because it's those like her son that give us the inspiration to make these videos. Because like I said, on my first video I did about Alton, I was ecstatic about him coming over. I showed video footage of him. I was ecstatic by his skill set. Also, same thing with Cormani Mcclain. I did a video on him on this channel. I was ecstatic about them picking him up, right? But the thing, I'm going to be honest, I was disappointed that he was not utilized. There were many people saying, what's going on? And then the question was his health. That was put out there. Then the issue that he got a red shirt. He asked for a red shirt from Coach Prime. That's what was put out there. And I was excited because I said, okay, he's going to have an extra year of eligibility. Now let's get it cooking. And I played this video of your son working hard. Let me get this video right now. Let's pull this video up right now. Let's do it. Let's do it. Because I got everybody here right now. This is a great, I appreciate everybody came over for this stream today. This is the one I liked. Your son was getting down on this. He was doing the damn thing right here. Let's open this up just a little bit more. And here we go, everybody. Here we go.
Hips, yep, hips. Good shit. Get over there. Get over there. Get over there.
Yeah.
Get over there. Finish up. Grab wrist. There you go. Finish up. There you go. Drop the hips. There you go. Finish up. Orange. Finish up. Now back. There you go. Finish up. Push.
And then this is the part that's most important to me.
Bad.
His ability to catch the ball out of the backfield in the flats. Look at this. That's what I was looking forward to, that ability. That's what I was looking forward to seeing your son do for CU. But wherever he goes, I want him to be successful. The bottom line. You're right. These young men are 18, 19 years old, 20 years old. They're still developing. Monica, Alton's mother says this: his father has no right speaking on his behalf of him. That's all I'm going to say about it. It's a private matter. Thank you all for your, yeah, I get it. It's a private matter. I'll leave that alone. I'll leave that alone, ma'am. Thank you for coming in the chat room and making your presence known. I didn't know that you were his mother until folks made me aware, but I appreciate you. William Berry says, congrats, new buffs. Ray, 6'3", 277-pound defensive lineman. Peyton Kirkland, 6'6", 366-pound offensive tackle out of Dayton. These are guys that have come in through the transfer portal since it's opened up for the underclassmen. Hayes is an edge rusher, 6'3", 265 pounds, DL, defensive lineman. Fantastic. The crib, Kane says, why the father cannot speak. I'm not going to open up that door. That's between the mother and the family. That's a door that I'm not opening up. I'm not even going to make a video. I wouldn't even make a video about something like that. She has already spoken that it's a private matter, and that's how it's going to stand for this channel. I'm not going to open up that box. No. I'm going to stick to talking football. Nicole B says, we love Alton, man. Can't wait to see him ball out. Right. He'll ball out. He's going to ball out. Monica said this: for the record, Alton doesn't mind competition. Always spoke highly of the running back room and his coaches, as well as other players he understands. Thank you, sister. A caring hand says this. Cormani says he don't want to play for clicks, but he's there talking for clicks. I mean, I've already gone over it. I just wonder if this is just me wondering. I'm not making, this is not me being punching down a young man again. I have to wonder if he was ever really comfortable at CU. If he was ever really comfortable. That's just a thought that I'm pondering. Not facts, just me thinking. Picture me free. I would have never spoke if he did not. We don't operate that way. And most of the CU content creators know that. I will drop. Let me see. She said, I will drop. Once again, Monica, Sister Monica, ma'am, if once again, contact me if you would like to talk further. Now, when I say an interview, it's not an interview to open up the business about the father. I'm talking about an interview with just you talking about your son and, and how he feels, his point of view, your point of view. Not any of this extra stuff that you don't need to tell us about, because that's a family matter. That's not why I'm asking if you would like to come on a platform one of these weekends, whenever you're free, to talk about these issues further. I'm talking about mainly to address issues related to your son, his football career, where he's going, the whole 9 yards, not the personal family stuff. I do not have desire to open up that can of worms, because that's not any of our business, technically. Sunfire Brown, I am so excited for this season, more excited than I was last year, I believe. All right. And I think let me see. Jesse says this. We all want to know where he's going next so we can follow. Yeah. I follow her son. I follow both of them, Cormani, and I follow both of them on Twitter. I follow him on Instagram. Yeah. I still want to see what happens with his career. Yeah. Just because he's not playing for CU anymore doesn't mean I say, oh, forget about him. No, I still want to know how he's doing. And a part of me, I got to say this again, a part of me still feels that he would have been a dynamic asset to the overall offense for CU this year because of his threat. I said it in my video. They could have used him like the 49ers used McCaffrey. They could line him up in the slot, make him run those slot routes, put him in the backfield, move him around, let him get the ball in space. Then he has the ability, because we've seen it on video when he was playing with Houston, he has the ability to run inside, outside, catch the ball in the flats, make you miss. He's got that wiggle ability. Acceleration. We've all seen the video footage of your son and what he can do when he's 100% healthy. I was imagining that for CU this year. Let me see what Justin King says. People have to let this Cormani stuff go. The kid made his choice. He now has to prove the same people who he's talking about wrong, because, right. The reason why I brought this up today is because Cormani Mcclain made a video, that, as you know, in which he said he wants to play for a real program. He sort of said that he didn't want to play for clicks. So he sort of said some things that made you wonder, wow, is he sort of like talking smack about CU and Coach Prime? Or the question I actually brought up was, maybe he never really was very comfortable there. Maybe he wasn't happy with his playing time. Maybe he wasn't happy with the fact that he was being asked to do basic things like film study, basic things like be on time for your meetings, basic things like understand the scheme that we're playing. That's why I'm bringing this up, because he came out and said some things that were sort of cryptic. And I just wanted to get people's opinions. I'm not talking down the kid. I'm just critiquing things. And I want him to be successful, as I've been saying throughout this whole stream since I started this stream. Let me see. William Berry, I wish the best for Alton. I was high on him. I'm glad you as a mother set the record straight, not about what the father stated. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see what Pat Davis has to say. Sister Pat Davis is in the house, and Sister Pat Davis said this. Put her in here. Sister Pat Davis says, we cover Alton also in prayer. All these young men and women need us to keep them covered. We pray a huge we pray protection around him. Very good point. Very good point. Very good point. We got Coach Mike in here who says, Coach Mike says he's not one of Prime's guys. He was a bubble player. Okay. Let's go into here. Image ball talk. Coaches don't expose inside business. If any of the accusations of Cormani are true, people shouldn't even know about it. Right. People shouldn't know about it. But I'm not saying that that's what he did. I'm going on what Coach Prime said on video about the practice habits. But I'm not saying that any of this other stuff is facts. We got B. Thomas who says, nobody is judging you or Alton by what the dad had to say. Alton is his mother's son. Beautiful inside and out. Yeah, when I did my video on Alton and the whole situation with the father, and I did feature what the father had said in that deleted tweet, I didn't say that it was a reflection of you as the mother or even necessarily Alton. I simply had said, hey, I know that parents want the best for their kids and that they don't want their kids playing second fiddle to anybody. Now, I said that in my video, and I was very emphatic about that. And I understand, these things happen. People have changed their mind. We've got the, let me get this in here. We got a lot of people over here today. Boxing Truth says this, it's unfortunate we didn't get to see the movie. All right. Then we've got Picture Me Free. Cormani's valuing the opinions of adults who never accomplished 1/1000 of what Prime has is one of the saddest CU stories I've seen. We got Monica, who is Alton's mother, Alton McCasco. She says, yes, he is. Cannot to see what he does. Yeah. Can you give us some insight, Monica, where your son potentially may be landing in the transfer portal, if you don't mind, if you are able to say that, or if your son doesn't want that to be known yet? I know it'll get out through the media eventually when he does land somewhere. Alton is Alton dog too, and I hope he comes to my hometown in Oklahoma. All right. He's a dog. B. Thomas says you're on Chico podcast. It was great, Monica. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Let me give a clap. Let me say, Chico, Big Dog Chico is the man. I appreciate him out there and all the other content creators. And I think that's great that you spoke to him and you were able to get some things out there to correct maybe misinformation. So I appreciate that you did that. I don't think I got a chance to see that particular video, but I'll look that up. Love the game TV, man. We don't care what Prime or okay. Love the TV. We gotta move on from you because you're trolling. You're trolling right now. Let me see. She's telling you that, and let me see. Let's go with SID. I knew you, information man. This is about to get messy, man. I knew you. I knew you, information man. This is about to get yeah, I'm Information Man of the Information Man Show. I have another channel where I get into political, social commentary, hard-hitting issues that are going on in our world. I usually go live on that channel on Sundays, but I'm not going live over there today. And I took a small little break from this channel. I've uploaded a few videos here and there, but I'm going to get things cranking again on this channel. And this is, I got to be honest, this is a very difficult topic and difficult issue to talk about because I think the mother of Alton, Monica, I think she put it in perspective when she said, we're dealing with 18-year-old, 19-year-old young men who are still developing in life. And that's true. That's very true. Let me see. William Barry says it's best we let these kids alone when they have when they leave. It's no sense of continuing to harp on them. Let's be great and focus on our 2024 championship. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. Okay. Love the Game TV says, I'm not trolling, brother. If anyone speaks in opposition to these coaches, you pledge as a hater. Now you calling me. Okay. Well, look. I apologize if I called you a troll. You had said something that I thought was sort of like I thought you were saying something negative towards Coach Prime and CU or something. I don't know, if something that you said, maybe I misread that. And if I did misread what you said, then I am man enough to apologize and say, I apologize. And thank you for being here today, participating in the chat room. I might have misread where you were coming from. So I hope you accept my apology and I give you a clap and we're going to move forward. Monica says to Wild Dog, I'll pass along your message. We got Michael Edwards. William Barry agreed. Let Alton and Cormani prove themselves somewhere. Right. I agree. I'm glad everybody is saying these things. This is what this is about. I'm glad that I'm listening to the things that you are saying in the chat room. People are getting their opinions and their thoughts out. That's what it's all about. Boxing Truth says, don't let Charlie being a WO fool you. Charlie is a baller. No, Charlie is good. He's good. I've been hearing some good things about him too. We got Griffin Notary LLC says, I hope this conversation will help up and coming young players learn how to navigate these public waters of college sports. I hope this conversation will help up and upcoming young players learn how to navigate these public waters of college sports. Yeah, it could help. It could help. Let me drink something. I'm starting to get tongue-tied a little bit there when I was reading that. Let me drink a little water. Thank you, everybody. And I'm going to get ready to end this pretty soon. Nicole B says, Monica, you raised an awesome boy. All the best to you all as the journey continues. That's right. Go Bucks. 15 months on job. You said you were ex-player, love the game. Then you know you have no clue what's happening in Colorado. 15 months on the job. You said you were an ex-player, love the game. Then you know you have. I'm trying to understand what you're saying there. Go Bucks. 15 months on the job. You said I think that Coach Prime is still going to need time to build this program up. He's been there for 1 year. He's only in his second year. And there's been other coaches that have turned programs around that were given 5 years to get it together. And so we gotta give it time because once again, I'm gonna say this again, Colorado in terms of the football program, they're not seen as a brand. What do I mean by brands? Alabama's a brand, man. These kids grow up and they recognize Alabama football. So Coach Prime is trying to do what? Create a reputation, create an atmosphere, create an energy that kids will recognize CU just as much as they recognize the other programs. But you all know as well as I know that you got to win football games. That's the real big key. You got to win football games. You got to go to bowl games. You got to build a reputation of winning. That's going to attract the recruits. Let me see right here. Wild Dog, then they said his grades were bad. So I'm going to move. I'm going to try to go. Angel Eyes is over here. How you doing, Angel Eyes? Appreciate you coming over. And she says, Angel Eyes says, I'm enjoying this live. Thank you. Thank you. I'm enjoying it too. I want you all to please share this video because something about this live that I think is special, and that is mainly because we're having a discussion. We're evaluating everything. And then having Monica over here, Alton McCaskill's mother in the chat room, that is adding extra legitimacy to the content because she's come in and she's giving us a perspective in terms of what's going on with her son. And she's also came in here and said, hey, what the other parent was saying was not necessarily all correct in the way it was done. So she's adding something to this content that I believe is necessary. And I'm glad that we were able to have this talk. Monica says this, Nicole B., thank you so much for all of your support. We've got C. Horn says, will Alton follow the CU offensive coordinator who took the head coaching job at San Diego State? That's an interesting question. And let's see right here. Chill Will says, yes, thank you for contributing here, Monica. Yeah, she's done a great job. I give her a clap. I might even need to cut this video. I might need to slice a portion of this video, specifically when his mother came in and we had this back and forth discussion. I might consider, if I'm not able to get her on the channel, I would love to get her on the channel to talk, to have some more conversation with her on the channel. I may need to see if I can slice the part of the video where we specifically were into the conversation about Alton. So I may have to repackage the video specifically for the conversation around her son. And if it's possible for me to get her on the platform, that would be great so that I can get her point of view. I know that she's been on, I know you all said she was on Big Dog Big Dog Chico's channel, and you heard her speak her mind there. And hell, I'm not going to lie, I would love to hear her speak her mind here because I have some questions related to football, related to her son, that I would like to ask her live on the platform. Let me see. Jill Will, thank you to the chat and host for being so welcoming. Thank you. Let me go back to DC Carson, who I didn't have a chance to speak. DC Carson says his prime needs time. It just looks like a section of the fan base is being extremely impatient and wants to win now. That to me is worse. But I'm going to say it again. Y'all was patient with Nick Saban when he rebuilt Alabama, and it took him a while to get them to where they were. See, people forget about that. It's not an overnight thing. Prime parent. We got Warren, who just came in. Let me see who else we got here. Mastermind says this. Yes, sir. D'Angelo says, yes, sir. Excuse me. Got some dust or something in my throat. Let me see. Love the game says, Mastermind, nah, that ain't what happened. There was no, let me see. Gino Being says this, comparing Deion Sanders to Nick Saban is beyond delusional to me. No, what I'm saying is not delusional. What I'm saying is I'm using Nick Saban because Nick Saban turned Alabama into a powerhouse again when they were in the drudgeons. They were a terrible football team. my point is he was given time to develop the team. Alabama wasn't getting all these great black players, all these great recruits. They went dormant for a long time. You guys forget that? I'm 54 years old. I'm old enough to remember when they went dormant for a long time. Nobody was talking about no Alabama. Alabama wasn't going to no national championship games. Then when Nick Saban left Miami at the altar, remember, he was supposed to coach the Miami Dolphins. He left them, went to Alabama. They were a terrible program. They had a lot of tradition. They got a big stadium. They had the money and the resources, and they have the boosters, yes. But it still took him a while to build them up to this powerhouse. All I'm saying is Coach Prime is only in his second year of coaching this team. We got to give him time to build them up because unlike Nick Saban, Alabama was unlike Nick Saban, Coach Prime took over a team that had a brand that was not recognized anymore. Coach Saban did take over an Alabama program that did have what? A brand that was known, but they weren't winning, and they were in the SEC. Right? Coach Prime was coaching in the Pac-12. Now he's in the Big 12. He's going to need time to get kids to really feel that Colorado's the place for them to be. He's competing against other schools that have brands that are sealed into the minds of these young players in college football and in high school. That's all I'm saying. Nick Saban and other coaches like him were given time to rebuild the program to get them back up to prominence. Remember, Colorado was a very great program in the 90s. So he ain't going to turn them around into this powerhouse overnight when he still needs to continue to bring in more recruit. He needs some more. He needs another recruitment class, to be honest with you. So the third year, which will be next in the 2025 season, I suspect them to be even better than what they'll probably be this season coming up with another recruitment class and transport portal into the system. So don't tell me that I'm delusional because what I'm saying to you is facts. Okay? I'm not delusional, sir. I'm speaking facts. Okay? Okay?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Let's go back over to DC Carson. I was there through the Mike eras. It was brutal, but the AD had to put the boosters and the fans base in check. That gave Saban time to build. That's right. See, we know what we talk. Some of us that's got a little bit of age on us, we know what we're talking about because we watched it. Thank you, DC Carson music. Nick Saban, they had to calm the fans down in Alabama to give the man time. It didn't take overnight. Alabama became a powerhouse again because Nick Saban was given time and they told the fans, calm your expectations down. This man still got more recruitment classes to bring in. That's why I'm saying this. Warren says transport ends after this season. The court's injection ends. The court injunction ends. Oh, I got to do a video on that then. The transport portal ends after this season. The court injunction ends. Wow. So then you're going to have to go with pure high school recruits. Let me see. Brian Price says, are you serious? Saban rebuilt our program in 2 years from all the trapping. Let me see. Trappings don't be up here crapping now. I'm not capping. So you're saying that it didn't take him some time to get that program up? You said he took the program and changed it in 2 years. Coach Prime hasn't even had his second season yet. That's my whole point. Nick Saban was given time to build them up. They didn't just start winning national championships again like overnight. He still had to get them built up. You said in the second year, fam, Coach Prime hasn't even completed a second year with CU, and people are already saying out there in the atmosphere, oh, he should be fired. Oh, he should be let go. Problems are, why are the players leaving? When every school has players that leave, loses players in a transfer, has lost players, right? Every school has had these ups and downs. I'm not capping. Nick Saban was at least given time. That's my whole point. He still was given time to get them to a point where they could win back-to-back national championships. Because when he took them over, they wasn't winning national championships like bam in 2 years right away. He got them back up to prominence in those 2 years. But then they start winning the national championships as he got more and more of his recruitment classes in. And they became a powerhouse. And every time they started winning games, it attracted more and more players to want to play there because a lot of these guys were doing what? Going to the NFL. He also had a track record for getting guys to the NFL. That also helped his recruiting. So nobody's capping up here, sir. He said team last year looked horrible. Yeah, things happen. Let me see what my man Brian Price says. And those fans aren't really ball fans. They are Crusaders, bro. And we won it our second school year, fam. You won a national title the second school year? Okay, let me see this. I mean, I stand corrected if I need to be corrected here. Let's see. The Crab Kane says Saban went 12-2 the second year at Bama. Okay. A funky pair of lips will say anything, Brian Prince. My lips are not funky, sir, and I don't appreciate your statement. So I'm not over here. And this is the thing. I'm not even like coming down. I'm not like talking smart to the brother. I just said a few minutes ago, I stand corrected. If I'm corrected, I stand corrected. If he's correct about what he's saying, I stand corrected. But I still feel like we should still give Coach Prime some time since this is only his second year, and they may possibly play better this year than they did last year. That's the point I'm really trying to make, that we should at least give Coach Prime some time, because you can make an argument since that he inherited maybe a worse situation than in the case of Nick Saban or any other coach in the country. You can make that argument too, that he did inherit a worse situation, a team that was in dormant, badly in dormant. Okay? So to my man D'Angelo, this isn't about some funky lips, brother. It's just about, I'm sitting up here talking to people in the chat because we're all learning from each other. If I say something wrong or say something and someone corrects that and I realize or I figure out that, okay, they were right, then I'm not going to say, oh, okay, I'm not going to be not man enough to say, okay, brother, you was right. Brian Prince was right when he says that they won in the second year. And then someone else put in the chat room that they went 12-2. I'm not confessing to say that I'm a big Alabama fan or that I follow them religiously. But I do know that other coaches in the country, like Nick and others, they were still given opportunity to win. That's the whole point, sir. So you can funky your statement elsewhere. Okay? But Bama already had a brand. That's what look, DC Carson, didn't I just say that? Didn't I just set up here on this stream today brother, and you agreeing with me, and say that Coach Prime has to rebuild a brand in CU. They're not a brand in the minds of high school kids, college kids. Most kids, when they think about going to a school, Alabama's one of them because they are a brand. They were a brand before Nick Saban got there. I already had said that, but they were in the dumps at one point in time. Florida is a brand. Notre Dame. Texas, all these are schools that when kids think about going somewhere, these are schools that pop in their head. Georgia is a brand. These schools pop up in the minds of these kids as possible places that they would want to play without them even having to think about it that hard, because they're brands. They're out there. They're going to bowl games. They're winning. People are talking about them, and they're getting all this buzz and attention. So Coach Prime is in a situation with CU where he has to reinvent the wheel there. Why do you think he puts what they're doing on video? He's trying to gain what? Buzz, attention for recruitment purposes. He's got his sons, both Shiloh Sanders and Shador Sanders, who are contacting guys saying, hey, come play here. He already said that, hey, if you see their DMs, they got so many guys that are contacting them. Brian Prince, let me hear what you're saying here. Brother, CU has a championship. Also, I already know they got a championship. I have said that in this stream, brother, that they were winning back in the 90s. I don't even know if you were alive in the 90s. I was 20 years old in the 1990s, 21 years old. I said that, but they went dormant when they had Cornell Stewart. They was winning in the 90s. They won a national championship in the 90s. They originally were in the Big 8 before it became the Big 12. I know the history. I already mentioned that throughout this stream that back in the 90s, they had a winning program, but then they went dormant all these years where they were not winning. They were not getting the great recruits. People forgot about CU because they're not headlining anymore. They're not getting some of the best. They weren't able to get the best players there anymore. Kids weren't checking for them, as they say today. I already mentioned that, my brother. That you say, brother, CU has a championship. Oh, so fam, Prime is there to resurrect them. Yes, I've been saying that whole thing that he is there to resurrect them, which is why he's doing what, brother? He's putting what they're doing on videos. He has the TV, the Prime Sport, the Prime video show, which is why he's talking them up so much. Yeah, because he has to rebrand them because they're not the team that they were in the 90s when they won a championship. They are far removed from that level that they were at, but he's trying to get them back to that level. He's going to need time. That's been my whole point. Ted Polar says, I remember Nebraska and Colorado were a powerhouse. Right. Nebraska used to run all over people with the wishbone offense. Right. And now look at Nebraska. They're not what they were in the 80s. Or even the 90s. William Bear, we got the other big dog about to make their way on campus in May. Oh, yeah. Cam is coming. And BJ Green. That's right. These are the high school recruits that's coming in. That's right. And Miller. That's right. Thank you. That's right. Let me see. Brian Prince, I feel you and I agree, brother. Hey, Brian Prince, I got no personal animus towards you, brother. This is good. This is sports talk. You know how sports talk is. We're going to disagree. We're going to agree. We're going to say some things that's incorrect. Then you correct what I'm saying is not correct. You say something that's not correct, and I may know something that you don't know. That's sports talk. Sports talk, we are going to disagree sometimes, but it ain't nothing personal. You know what I mean? Nothing personal, brother. Thank you for coming over and adding to the show and educating us on something that maybe we were a little misplaced about. So Brian Prince says this, I feel you and I agree, brother. I live in Tulsa. Okay, you live out there, so I see it firsthand. Thank you. I give you a clap, brother. And I also plan to have some panels so people can come up sometimes and talk. I definitely like to have you come on a panel and talk up, brother. I have no problem. Once again, we're all learning together, right? There's surely people in the chat room that's going to know more about certain schools, certain things, and certain players than even I would know. We're all learning. We're all trying. We just want success for these kids, man. At the end of the day, we want success for these kids. I want to see Coach Prime be successful at this level because he's got a lot of haters. And I want everybody to enjoy the football games and all that sort of stuff. I love it. Wild Dog says this, Prime, arguably the greatest athlete of all time. Prime pulls fans from football, baseball, basketball, hip hop, so many different people. Let me see what my man, Love the Game TV says this. Okay, may freshmen only have 3 months to get ready to August. So what you do with the kids that be grinding all spring, you just bump him. Good point. You had a very good point, Love of the Game. And Love of the Game, thank you for being here today, man. Once again, I'm sorry if I misread you as a troll. I apologize for that, but thank you for being here and expressing yourself. We got Nod Ross who says, at the end of the day, these kids want to win. Right. Facts. Hey, Nod Ross, thank you for just putting everything in perspective. I know we were going back and forth in the chat. Everybody has different opinions. But thank you for saying that because at the end of the day, you have put it all in perspective. And I appreciate that. And to my man, D'Angelo. Okay, D'Angelo. Brother, let me correct something. I apologize if I was rude or said anything wrong. Because I don't want to argue with people. We do know that sports talk is a conversation that we're going to have debates. And I don't have problems with people having difference of opinion or saying I'm wrong about something, whatever, brother. Nothing personal to you. You said this, I was on your side. It wasn't for you. Oh, okay. Damn it. Now I feel bad, D'Angelo. I'm sorry, man. Woo. Hey, D'Angelo, man, I'm sorry. I apologize. I misread it. Let me calm down. D'Angelo, brother, I appreciate you. Thank you for clarifying that, brother. Thank you for clarifying that. Thank you. You're welcome here anytime. I give you a clap. Thank you. Let me see. Stephen Brown, Brother Brown has just come over and he says, he puts up the thumbs. I appreciate you, Brother Brown. Hey, everybody, look, this is what you guys have done for me today, man, is that you've given me more kick in the behind. Because now I see everybody that's come over today and everybody's in the chat room rocking and we having good conversation. So I'm really inspired, man, to get these videos out, to talk about these topics, to also have some panels where you all can come on the panels and we can talk about stuff. Maybe I'll do a panel discussion on the 27th after the spring game so people can come up and give their opinions about what they see. And that's what I'm going to do. Because I want to hear from you all directly on a panel, from the chat room, the whole 9 yards. I really appreciate this today. It's just inspired me to say, man, you were dormant for a little bit. Get the shit cranking over here again. Big dog, Chico, you left me, if you're out there listening, you left me a message in March 29th in my Instagram, my Prime Sports Instagram. I hadn't been on that Instagram in a while, and I did not get a chance to message you in time, but I did message you, and I would definitely like us to do some shows together. Big dog, Chico, if you're out there listening, I definitely would love that. Definitely. Let's give you a clap. All right, Jack. Okay, Jack. I know you was here last year. You're saying 5 wins. Okay, Jack. Okay. Jack. We'll see what happens, Jack. I feel confident that they will have a better season than they had in the Pac-12, especially when you look at the schedule. Let's look at this. When you look at the schedule right here, and you see who they're playing: North Dakota, Nebraska, Colorado State, Arizona, Utah, Baylor. Now, Utah is going to be a tough game. Okay, Kansas State, Cincinnati, they can play Cincinnati, USC. Some of these games are going to be, I think this schedule, let me just say this, because we don't really know what's going to happen, because anything can happen in football. But what we do know is that that's not the same schedule that they had in the Pac-12, which was a much grueling schedule. Now, let's be honest about that, okay? Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Let's go back in here. Steven, it says, what is he really? Let me see. Steven says, what he really does not want to do is admit his God-given taken will still require work at the level if we could not make the starting lineup. Look, at the end of the day, you got to work hard. D. Crab King says they'll go 6-6. Ricky McGuire says they'll go 7-5. I'll just tell you, I know that they're going to have, I think they're going to do better than they did last year. We're going to see what's going to happen. They may surprise us heavily. I'm going to believe in the process. Okay? That's what I'm going to say to you all right now. I'm going to believe in the process. Okay, Brian Prince says not even if they had any, trench play line work, they would have won at least 3 more games. Like, yeah. And check this out. I'm quoting what Prime said, and I saw it for myself. They only really got blown out in the game against Oregon. All the other games, they actually were in those games. They could have beat USC. They were in some of these games that they lost. If you look at the games that they actually lost, they didn't get blown out in all of them. Some of them they lost by a touchdown or by a field goal kick or something. But for the most part, they should have beat Stanford. For the most part, it was only Oregon that really shredded them badly. All the other games, they were in the game, and they ended up losing by a touchdown or a field goal kick. So let's keep that in mind. It's not like they got blown out by every team that they played last year, I'm saying. The Buffs will go to a bowl game just like they will shock the world. Okay. They will win 8 games minimum is what Ted is saying. Ted Pollard says Nebraska. Brian Prince says facts, talk that. Okay. All right. Everybody, I've got to get ready to go. This went a little bit longer than what I was expecting, but you know what? It was the best thing that we could have done. We had a great Q&A from you all, conversation. Alton McCaskill's mother came by and paid us a surprise visit, and she straightened out a few things that we need to get right. And at the end of the day, let me just say this. At the end of the day, I want this young man to be successful wherever he goes. Okay, whatever he does, I want him to be successful. And we want Alton McCaskill to be successful as well, whatever he does in his career, in his life. And that's at the end of the day. That's what it all that matters. We want young men to win and be successful. With that said, I'm about to end the stream. I appreciate you all for being here. And y'all take care, okay? Peace.
For the Wi-Fi, found facts that I can't deny I had to change my eye, which is a fancy way of saying nigga switch perspective. No auto-tune, found my pitch perfected. Figure why a nigga felt so disconnected. Introspective questions, answer with deflections. In the mirror, no reflections. Was severely misdirected. And then that shit gets dismissed from recollection when I'm sky high. We can shoot the breeze, no drive-by. I be Drew Brees with the knowledge I've arrived by. Kobe see some shooter, keep it Raja. Bear with me, bear with me, grow with me, share with me.
A whole lot of pirates, looking for high risk, searching for idols, see through your iris. No fooling a giant, feel the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Things I could do for you, nah, right now. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you, nah, right now.
Thank you for listening to Prime Sports Media, baby.
Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you, nah, right now. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you, nah, right now. I've been feeling like a loner lately. Been a minute since I woke up feeling sober. When awake, I'm seeing nightmares. Sleeping, you are right there, like you never left. And I am hoping that you might care, change on me. What about us? What about the times when I feel like I could trust? Yeah, now I'm on a chase for the same shit. I hear the sirens in the lake and wanna chase them. Beauty on the out, but I'm surrounded by the fake shit. Beasts in a maze, sing about freedom like a bird in a cage. That's a whole different pain. Calling up my homies and it's hard to explain. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you, nah, right now. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you, nah, right now. I wonder if you're social lately. I wonder if you're always fucking sober or emotion roller coaster, barely coasting, hardly cope, and wanna call me, but you never push that motherfucking button.
You've been listening to Prime Sports Media. Everybody have a good evening, a good week, and we'll do it again. Yeah.
Tell the truth.